Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to Biden drops out of presidential race, a timeline. Well, this happened obviously yesterday and it was a surprise and not a surprise at the same time. I'm just curious as to why they had them doing the debates and stuff, and then I guess it was already in question whether maybe he'll drop out or not. I guess the reason is he seems like he's struggling a lot. Like, all jokes aside, he seems like he's just like, obviously he's like 80, 82, 83. But I saw a video of him like 4 years, like I think when he had just become president, and then now. And in that 4 years, he's obviously like, he's mentally dropped off a lot. I don't know what conditions it could be. Maybe, I think people have said like maybe it's dementia and stuff. But it's quite sad to see that obviously someone who was president and then over the time, I guess that's added stress to him and all this, and his head has turned into mush in the nicest way possible. But no, genuinely, like when I saw this, I mean, I was wondering, why are they allowing him to go again? Surely they'd be better off, the Democrats would be better off with having someone who's more fit to run for president. Whether they win or not, I don't know. I mean, this has probably done nothing but hurt their chances of winning. I don't know, maybe it's helped. I don't know. I guess some people are seeing Biden as someone who was holding them back, some opposite way around. I was just seeing it as someone who just shouldn't really be in that position. He deserves to just live his life, like, I don't know, however long he lives left, like, not stressing, just relax. He's probably got all this money in the world. Why would you want the stress of being the president? But yeah, there was all this stuff happening. I assume it was something that people knew about within maybe the party or the Democrats or whatever it is. But I saw this, it was a bit of a shock to see it, but not a surprise at the same time. But yeah, we're going to check this out and see. I guess it says timeline. I don't know how far back this goes, but yeah, let's check this video out.
In one of the most monumental political implosions in American history, President Biden has dropped out of the 2024 presidential race. The decision came weeks after a disastrous debate performance triggered a wave of panic among fellow Democrats. Then, in the aftermath of an assassination attempt that helped elevate Donald Trump to hero status among his already fervent base, calls among Democrats for Biden to step aside reached a breaking point.
I'm not sure the word unprecedented really does this justice. We have just never seen a political story like this.
Several stark moments during Biden's debate showdown with Trump on June 27th brought his age and mental acuity into question, even among his staunchest supporters.
Dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
A few members of Congress came out pretty early after the debate performance. Then the Biden folks seemed to be trying to manage it. Biden did a bunch of calls with donors. He did some events. He did an interview on ABC.
And if you stay in and Trump is elected and everything you're warning about comes to pass, how will you feel in January?
I feel as long as I gave it my all and I did the goodest job as I know I can do. That's what this is about.
The president's struggles continued in the weeks following the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
Oh, mate,
President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin.
This was mad.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president.
After the debate went so badly, he had no margin for error at those events. Democrats and voters who were already worried about him and saw those appearances just did not find them reassuring enough to go forward.
One by one, top Democrats went public with their concerns. The unrest also spread to the party's donors, including calls for Biden to step aside from Netflix founder Reed Hastings and actor George Clooney. The president forcefully pushed back on questions about his viability as a candidate in a closely watched press conference on July 11th.
I'm not in this for my legacy. I'm in this to complete the job I started.
Then, on July 13th, the assassination attempt on Donald Trump galvanized his supporters. An energized GOP unified around the former president at the Republican National Convention the following week.
The contrast you saw was a very united Republican Party at a moment when the Democrats were very divided and struggling.
I've got a question, like, in terms of, like, when, like, the the Democrats or Republicans have had their best times in terms of like the togetherness and stuff. When was like the worst time for like the Republicans, and then when was the worst time for the Democrats? Would you say like currently is one of the worst points in terms of the togetherness or the belief in whatever whoever's leading them and stuff? Is this like one of the worst points there's been for the party, or has there been much worse that obviously maybe I just obviously haven't lived through, I just don't know about? And the same with the Republicans. Like, when was that time? Like, I'd be fascinated to see like what sort of world events were happening in those moments and all those kinds of things. But it does seem pretty. Like, they seem pretty down bad. That's for sure. The Democratic Party. I'm saying party. They are parties, right? In the UK, they're called parties. I'm calling them parties. I assume they are, but I don't know if you use a different term. I could be saying a term that maybe people are like, "What are you on about?" I think it's party. It makes sense. Yeah, Republican Party. It's literally party. Shut up, person. Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Las Vegas,
the president has been at many events, as we all know, and he just tested positive for COVID.
arriving in Delaware to self-isolate, Biden appeared to struggle to get into a car after disembarking from Air Force One. Democrat leaders, fearing steep losses in down-ballot congressional races, ramped up their efforts to oust Biden from the race. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries pushed for Democratic officials to delay formally naming Biden as the party's nominee. People familiar with the matter told the Wall Street Journal. Representative Adam Schiff became one of the highest-profile Democrats to publicly call on Biden to bow out.
Good afternoon.
I'm not sure there was anything
pressure pretty much mounting on him to do so. Well, there you go, then.
He could do after that debate. People were so shocked and scared, and the bottom just fell out very quickly on the money, and people couldn't unsee it. They saw what happened, and they were just so worried that something like that would happen again and cost them not just the White House, but also Congress.
Concerns about Biden's age and mental acuity are not new. They came up when he ran for president against Trump in 2019 at age 76.
You just said 2 minutes ago that they would have to buy in. You said they would have to buy in.
It's mad though, like the way he acts. He seems so much more like there here. 4 years or 5 years can change so much. Flipping hell. I mean, they're saying age concerns here, which I guess maybe even then it was like they're saying it was still an issue, but he seems somewhat coherent here. It's mad to see him like this. I see him now. He seems so slow and stuff. And again, I'm not even trying to be nasty. That's just how you sort of see it. Here, he seems like he can move. I don't know if I'm doing the robot, but he can just move, you know.
And if she qualifies for Medicaid,
are you forgetting what you said 2 minutes ago?
During Biden's years in the White House, his staff largely shielded the president from the media.
Compared to recent presidents, President Biden had done less interviews, he had done less lengthy press conferences, and there have been just less opportunities for the press to question him in a lengthy format.
His age came under fresh scrutiny in February when the special counsel investigating Biden's handling of classified documents released a report in which he's described as a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
Yeah.
My memory is not good. My memory is fine. My memory, take a look at what I've done since I've become president. None of you thought I could pass any of the things I got passed.
Less than a month before the June 27th debate, the Wall Street Journal reported, based on dozens of interviews, that the president had shown signs of slipping.
Democrats are looking not just at the presidency, but also whether they can hold the Senate and whether they could win back the House. The Republicans are very energized, they're very united, they're very clearly behind their candidate, and they're heading into the fall election season feeling really confident. And Democrats now have to go through a really tough thing. And maybe they come out the other side of that really unified, that they can get folks on board, that they can also be energized. But that's more of an open question right now.
And then I guess I've seen stuff like Kamala Harris. I don't really know much about her. I know she divides opinion. I don't know her, so I can't really say anything. But some people, I guess, love her. Some people hate her. I guess it's just how it is with all politicians in the US. Unless maybe she just triggers a spark in people where it's even more so, like they feel even more strongly pro or against. But it's a wild story. I mean, it was probably coming, but Wait until Biden finds out about this. For fuck's sake. Now, no way they had this in the drafts for months. Yeah, for sure. I think the media should drop out too. Imagine being the person at Wall Street Journal being told days, weeks ago to get this video ready just in case. Just let the poor guy retire. It's basically, that's what I'm saying, man. Just, I mean, he is now. Hopefully he's just gonna be able to relax now, because this is not a job for someone who's obviously struggling. You know, it's not a job for anyone other than anyone who's just like, you got to be the strongest willed person possible. Realistically, like it's probably the most stressful job in the world, like I've said many times before. But there we go. This is a little update on the situation. I mean, it's definitely heating up in terms of election season coming up in the US. There's a lot of drama. There's twists and turns right now. That just seems a bit like it could be like a Netflix series or like its own show that could recreate this. Like someone like a former president's been shot. The current president's pulling out because of whatever's going on. Like, there's just loads of stuff going on. But maybe, again, like I said before, I'm just too young to actually know how previous presidential races have gone. Maybe there's been more dramatic ones than this. I don't know. But yeah, that's just, I guess, this situation, this topic. And yeah, until next time, peace.